If you invest in commercial real estate, I'm sure you're familiar with the 1031 exchange. I'll go through the math to show you how it works. I'm going to give you two examples. In each example, there's going to be 3 investments. And in both scenarios, you start with $100,000. So let's say you buy a property for $100,000 and then you sell it for triple the price. So say 3, 4, 5 years later, whatever it is, you sell it for $300,000. That's a gain of $200,000. According to the IRS, you have to pay taxes on any gains from an investment, whether it's stock, whether it's real estate. The long-term capital gains rate is 20%, so you're supposed to pay 20% of $200,000, which is $40,000. But you could defer that $40,000 and pay it in the future. So you don't pay any taxes today if you do a 1031 exchange. So you take your entire $300,000 from the sale of your first property and you roll it into a new property. So you buy a new property for $300,000. And let's just say after 3-4 years, you sell it for double. You sell it for $600,000. So that's a gain of $300,000. $600,000 minus $300,000. So you should pay taxes on $300,000. That's $60,000 of taxes. 20% of $300,000 is $60,000. But you do a 1031 exchange and defer the taxes. You take your entire $600,000 from the sale and you find another property to buy. So you buy a third investment for $600,000, a third property. And let's just say after a number of years, that property doubles and you sell it for $1.2 million. That's a gain of $600,000. 1.2 million minus 600,000. 20% tax rate on 600,000 is 120,000. And let's just say you retire. You do not roll the 1.2 million into other properties. So you have to pay $220,000. You have to pay $120,000 for the third property, $60,000 because you deferred the second property when you did a 1031, and $40,000 when you deferred the first property when you did a 1031. 40 plus 60 plus 120 is $220,000. You have to send that to the IRS. So your cash at the very end is $980,000. You received $1.2 million from the sale of this investment. You pay the IRS $220,000. So you're left over with $980,000. $1.2 million minus $220,000. This is assuming you did a 1031 exchange when you sold the first 2 properties. Let me show you the same example without a 1031 exchange. So let's say you started with $100,000 once again. You buy a real estate property. It triples in price. You sell it for $300,000. Your gain is $200,000. You have to pay taxes on all gains. 20% of $200,000 is $40,000. You pay that to the IRS. So after you sell this property, you're left over with $260,000 because you received $300,000 from the sale. You had to cut a check to the IRS for $40,000. $260,000 is left over. So now you take the $260,000 and you buy a second property. And I'm going to assume it doubles in price like the first example. You sell that property a few years later for $520,000. The gain is $260,000. $520,000 minus $260,000 is $260,000. You have to pay 20% long-term capital gains on any profit. 20% of $260,000 is $52,000. You have to cut a check to the IRS of $52,000. After you sell the second property, you're left over with $468,000. Because you sold the property for $520,000, you had to pay the IRS cash of $52,000. $520,000 minus $52,000 is $468,000. You take that money and you buy a third property. And we're going to assume the third property doubles in price after, say, 5 years. You sell this third property for $936,000. You have to pay taxes on $468,000. $468,000 is $936 minus $468. 20% of $468,000 is $93,600. That's how much you have to pay the IRS in taxes, $93,600. That means for these 3 investments, you pay the IRS $185,600 in taxes. After the third investment, you have $842,400 left over because you take your sale price, $936,000, minus what you paid the IRS, $93,600, which equals $842,400. Let's compare that to the first example. In the first example, you deferred your capital gains and paid it at the very end. So you paid the IRS more money, $220,000 instead of $185,600. But when you use a 1031 exchange, you generate $980,000 in cash on a $100,000 initial investment. Without using a 1031, you end up with $842,400 of cash with a $100,000 investment. So by using a 1031 exchange, you have 16% more cash. 980,000 is 16% more than 842,400. Let's talk about some of the nuances of the 1031 exchange. Well, to define it, you swap one real estate investment property for another. That allows you to defer the capital gains taxes. It's only for U.S. properties. You cannot do it for foreign properties outside the U.S. And it's not meant for personal property, like your personal home. It's meant for investments. There are some special cases you can use it for personal property, but it's generally for investment property. And there are very strict timing rules. The replacement property must be identified within 45 days, and the exchange must occur within 180 days, not 181 days. And you have to be careful because there will be situations you have to pay taxes on some of the money. For example, if you sell a property with a $1 million mortgage and buy a new one with a $900,000 mortgage, the difference to $100,000 you will have to pay taxes on. So at a 20% tax rate, that's $20,000 of taxes. And long-term capital gains rates are either 0%, 15%, or 20%. So if you do a 1031 exchange on a really low value property, there might be zero taxes. But chances are you're hitting the 20% tax rate because most real estate is pretty pricey. Well, I hope you learned something new. Leave a comment, subscribe, talk to you soon.